Hey everybody, and welcome to Binder Minder, and today is mail day. I believe this is our mail day number 17, which is crazy. Should be video number 52 as well. They really add up quickly, don't they? Anyhow, I've got a lot of stuff coming in. I've still got more stuff coming in, but I have been putting in some orders for some things. Working on, I had the one card to finish up my wife's enchantment deck that it was just like the one card we hadn't gotten in. Get some Final Fantasy stuff. Got a new collection I'm starting because apparently I hate myself and I don't give myself a break before finishing other stuff. And I got some other stuff. So I got some deals. I'm changing a deck. There's a whole bunch going on. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to start off with my first one. Let's see here. The first one I'm going to do is some mail that came from some friend of ours. So we put in an order for this stuff from Prime TCG. So this is one of those situations where I saw a friend of mine post up on Facebook saying, hey, this is our TCG Player store and our eBay store. Kind of advertising it to their friends, and we took a look on there and we found a couple cards that fit for my wife's cat card collection. So we put in an order with them. I got in a Miri Cat Warrior, and this thing is in great shape, by the way. It's like perfect. You tell, and that white is crisp. And then a Juvel Queen. So two more cards towards the cat card collection. I think we're down to like 52 or something like that left. Not counting the stuff from Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy is kind of a weird one, where because she wants to finish the Final Fantasy set as well. I'm kind of waiting until we get the Final Fantasy her binder in for her Final Fantasy stuff before we really even dig through all that and see where we're at on it. But I will say we have actually started I've organized all the cat cards that we had out already, and she started digging through her stuff, pulling out cat cards. She's got a lot of cards to go through, so she's, I think, 2/3 of the way through. But I will actually be putting these in the cat card binder. So we'll do that later. Anyhow, on to other orders. So this is the one that I was saying that it's for her deck, that last card that we needed. We just needed this Hall of Helioid's Generosity. So she's got an enchantment deck. This puts an enchantment card from the graveyard right back on top of your library, so you can draw it. And because this was in the Duskmourn precons, this version specifically, it was cheap. It's like $3. And our local game store didn't have this version, of course, because it came from a precon. And the regular version of the card, even though it's exactly the same art and everything, well, maybe not the same art. This does kind of look like Duskmourn art. But the nothing special about the card. It was like $6-7. So we decided to just wait and put an order in. Typically, I'm all about supporting the local game store, which we still do. But, when it's half the price, I'll see if I can get a deal. And in this case, we ended up spending $5. And I ordered, to get free shipping, and I ordered a Soul Ring and an Arcane Signet. I got the Soul Ring from Final Fantasy, and then Arcane Signet from Tarkir. I like that they have different artwork and stuff, and I'm sure I'll use them in the deck. These aren't really planned for anything specific, but it's not very long before I dive into the next deck. It never is. So put these aside. These are going to be for like just future use. So probably we'll put those up in a binder. What's next here? This one. So this card is actually for my Iron Man deck. I'm still chipping away at it. Just a card here I think I've got 10 cards is what I counted last night left to do, but all those cards are like $5, $10. Well, I think most of them are $10 or more. So I've got most of the value in the deck still to go, but I've got a majority of the cards. There's a Lord High Artificer. I actually waited on this thing because they had the Through the Ages from the Final Fantasy set with an Urza as well, and I thought if there was a good deal on that, I'd pick that up instead. And those, they were an okay deal, and then they immediately jumped up to crazy prices. And I figured if that's the case, I'm just going to go ahead and get the borderless one from Dominaria Remastered. So we'll put this in here. Let's just put that in the stack stuff for decks. Next up, I've got, what do we got here? So I got a little whole binder of stuff here. This is all stuff from Final Fantasy, I think. So right after Final Fantasy came out, I kind of kept an eye on some of the stuff I was looking for. And when I saw them go kind of cheap, I put an order for a few things. Honestly, I thought that we would see a little bit more of a drop before the prices started going back up. They basically dropped during the pre-release, and then right when the release happened, they just went crazy. Specifically, this Chromatic Lantern. I wanted to get a couple of these. I like the artwork on these, and Chromatic Lantern doesn't have a lot of alt art options that are cheap. And I thought I would pick up a few of these when they're cheap, and these just jumped back up in price. I did get this one cheap in combination with the rest of this order. I think everything here was $5. So I got a Chromatic Lantern, which is Crystal of the Altar Cave. And then I got a Brainstorm, which is Endwalker. I've got one of these already from when we opened everything. It's an uncommon. It's not very expensive or anything like that. But Brainstorm is a good card, and it's kind of cool to have one I can swap out for decks that is not just a standard card. Same thing with this Throne with the Vestige, which is Lightning Bolt. There's like 1,000 different versions of Lightning Bolt, but I'm always, for some reason, collecting them. I wouldn't be surprised if in the future I ended up starting to try to collect the different versions of Lightning Bolt, but there's just so many. It'd be pretty overwhelming. And then I picked up a couple of these basic lands, these foil islands from Modern Horizons 3. My wife has these in her Merfolk deck, and she likes them. I did notice these are pretty pringled though, which is kind of a bummer. But stick these with the stuff for the decks. And then if you've seen any of my other videos, I do pick up wastes when I can find them cheap, and Final Fantasy has them in the set, which means I was able to get these cheap. I think it was like 10 cents and 20 or 30 cents for the foil. That one's not pringled, but I am planning on eventually doing a colorless deck, a full colorless deck, which does mean I will need some wastes. I probably don't need to order too many more, but hang on to these to stick these with the Soul Rings and stuff. Alright. Traveling Chocobo. So this is one of the few Final Fantasy cards from the set that I was excited about, specifically for decks that I already had. I've got 2 decks that this fits. I just built that Tempest Hawk deck, and this right here would work perfectly with that deck, and it fits the colors. But I also have a Landfall deck, and I kind of wanted to have one for each, so I did order a standard one here. This will probably go in my Landfall deck, and then I did order the borderless one. So this guy right here, both of these, to be honest, the prices of these have been going crazy. I should have got them when they were cheaper. I thought they would go down a little bit more, and so I waited. And sometimes that you do well doing that, sometimes you don't. In this case, I didn't. But they started going crazy. They kept going up in price, and finally I was just like, yeah, it hurts to spend the money, but I'm going to go ahead and get them before they end up being, impossible to get. I probably should have just gotten a foil version of this one when I initially was going to order it, and I could have got that for the same price as what I paid for this one. But, what can you do? And the foil versions are going to go crazy in price, because those are only from the collector boosters. And then I also did get an Isha Quanjani Dragon Speaker. This is one of the Imagined Critters from Bloomburrow. I am collecting these. And so I did finally make some progress towards that as well. So these right here, these are all going to go in this pile of stuff to put in my binder for future decks. Speaking of the Tempest Hawk deck, I did order Choco Seeker of Paradise. Now, this doesn't fit the colors of the Tempest Hawk deck, but I have been playing it a couple times, and I've played against it as well. And I kind of got the idea that I wanted to use this as commander. So like my previous colors were green, white. This pretty much does exactly what my God Commander does in some ways, as far as letting me ramp, letting bring lands in. And this also gives me card draw as well, which the other one doesn't do, and it costs less mana to bring out. So I decided I was going to make some changes to the deck. Obviously putting in a Traveling Chocobo, but also a couple other changes as well. And one of the first things I wanted to do was get a Choco Seeker of Paradise. And they don't have a cool, crazy, borderless version, but they do have an extended art. And so I picked up the extended art non-foil. Again, the foil, especially these extended art, the foils are crazy. I think I picked this thing. I got a great deal on this. So this was a new seller, and props to this seller, because what they had done is they had listed this thing up for $6. These were selling for $8, and then they listed their shipping price at $1.99. Flat fee for the shipping, right? Well, they had done that with all their stuff. And so I kind of poked through see what else they had. I picked this up for $6. I basically got this as the listed price. But I also ended up getting this Pathbreaker Ibex in foil, special guest, which ironically I found out later on that my wife has this one for the special guest stuff, but now we've got it as well. So I was able to pick this up. This was $6. These are normally like $12. And then also in their shop, they had foil regular Wastewood Verge and a borderless one. These were $2.50 each. You know, for them, not a bad deal, because if they're listing these things up selling individually, they're going to get the same thing. They're selling it for $2.50 plus that $2 shipping. I was just able to combine shipping, and then same thing with this Monument to Endurance foil extended art. This was just a good deal as well. Combined them all together, saved me some money, saved them some shipping, I suppose. They were able to send it all out together, and I'm going to list off the name of the company because I was impressed. These things, I ordered them on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. and they came in today. So, and today's Saturday. So 3 days total, and that includes the day that they couldn't possibly have shipped them out. Really impressive shipping time with them, and they're a new seller. So obviously new sellers need to kind of establish themselves, but I was just blown away. And so this was MTG collection. So whoever G is, they signed the paperwork, G as well. So I appreciate you, G. If you ever see this, got a good deal. I hope you came out of that pretty good too. And like I said, you got good feedback and everything. Anyhow, so get these sorted out. These are for future use, and this is for a deck. Is there something behind here? Yes. This is a collection thing. So deck, collection. I did get a Mystical Archive Japanese alt art card in. This one is Faithless Looting. We're to the point now where because I've only got 4 cards, including this one that I need, that I can, since I'm ordering them out individually, I should be able to name them. I shouldn't be too confused. I will say this one I ordered it, I was a little disappointed. Let's see if I can show it. The corner on this one, you can see it there. Yeah, the corner's got a little bang in it. And then down here, let's see if I can show it, which corner it was. This corner had some gunk on it, a little bit of gunk, and then on the back it was even worse. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. There's a little bit of I don't know if there's adhesive on it or something, but there's some stuff on there. I don't care so much about that, but the little bang on the corner was kind of a bummer. But did get it in. That means we're down to 3 cards for that collection, and I'll tell you what, I will be ecstatic when we're done with that one. But I think I've got $200 in cards to get those 3 cards. So we'll see. We'll see when that happens. This is another order with some more Final Fantasy stuff. Like I said, some of these cards, like I said, they're staples, cards that we see a lot. And when these Through the Ages came out, I made a list of stuff that I hoped to pick up. And there's a couple of them that I've just kind of eliminated off my list. The Urza being one of them. I wanted to get multiple chromatic lanterns. That's not going to happen. There's a few others that I took off my list, but I did chip away at my list a little bit. So I did get a Sire Conrad, the Grim, which is Goblez clad in darkness. Funny enough, I actually drew one of these as well in my box. I've got a couple decks that have this card in there. I've got one deck that I could use this card in. So that was the plan there. And then Farseek, just a standard card. Like I said, sometimes I like running borderless and fancy different versions sometimes, and these are going to be cheap. Nature's Claim, kind of the same idea, but this one I just love the artwork. The full-on 8-bit. And then we got Donovan's Veto. I've got a deck that needs this, which is Shadowbringers, Lightning Bolt, Throne of the Vestige. We already saw that once. Wall of Owens. I've actually got a wall deck that I was toying around with building maybe. If I do, I wanted to make sure I had one, so I got this one in. And then Laboratory Maniac. Funny enough, I pulled this one in my Final Fantasy draft on Arena. I played my whole draft, and I had a game that in the best of 3, I switched and I had added this into my deck, and I ended up going for the Laboratory Maniac win. And as it turns out, when I added it to my deck, I didn't submit it or something, or I double clicked it, but I milled myself out thinking that I was going to win by having no cards in while having this out. I got down to the last 3 or 4, and I'm like, man, I'm going to draw it. And it's going to be the last card I draw, and I'm going to play it. It's going to be so cool. And yeah, it just straight up wasn't in there. There's also a waste in there. I think there's one foil waste. And then for the collection, I get a Domri Arnosh of Bolas, if I could say that correctly. That's another one of the Bloomburrow Imagine Critters. So a couple more things for the collections. Speaking of collections, I'll start off with this card that my wife gave me because I decided to start a whole nother collection, but I kept it cheap. It's not going to be $100 cards or anything like that. It's not going to be infinitely long like the special guests. It's just Dracula stuff. I was looking at the Dracula cards and I realized that the whole set of Dracula cards is like $27. And some of them are pretty cool. So I started ordering a few of them in, mostly just the cheap stuff. So eventually I'll chip away at a couple of the other things. There's like 2 cards that are $7 and one that's $5. That's pretty much where all the money is in the set. So, but when my wife was digging for cat cards, she did have 2 of these. Search for the Counts of Castles, which is Thirst for Discovery. So that's a good start for us. And then I did get this order in here. This is one of the other orders I put in. This one had a few Dracula cards in here as well. So this actually had, I think, all the Dracula cards I ordered, or most of them. Castle Dracula, foil, which is pretty cool. Another cat card, or Johnny's Sunstriker. Streaker would be a little different, a little awkward. Dr. John Seward, Dracula card. Harker's Journal. It's another Dracula card. Jonathan Harker with his journal. Dracula card. Mina Harker, I would assume it's a wife. Foil. Renfield, Delusional Minion. Another Dracula card. And then Guardian Lions cat card. Leonin Elder cat card. Leonin Sky Hunter is the cat card. Taj Nar Swordsmith cat card. And then we got a Secret Lair Unholy Heat. This is one of the Secret Lair play cards. This is what you get when you play your LGS. I just like this one. I thought it was pretty cool. I've been collecting a few of those. And then we got Panther Warriors for a cat card. So that's all I got here. I'm going to go and get these all scanned in, sleeved up and stuff with the things we need, and I'll grab the binders out and we'll put them in. It'll be just a minute. Okay, so I've got my first binder out. This is the one that I keep all my lands in and all my staples. So we're just going to drop in. We've got a whole bunch of these you know, staples and stuff like that from the Final Fantasy stuff. So I'm just gonna load up a page of all the Final Fantasy stuff. And then I got some lands and stuff as well that I got in extras. So we'll get these put up first. Lightning bolt, I'll put down here. Because I know I got more than one of those. Wall of Owens, Laboratory, Maniac, Verge, Endurance, Brainstorm, the Lightning Bolt, Chromatic Lantern, so that'll be a good one to happen here. I guess I could do the Soul Ring here. I used to have, I say it's all kind of blended in together at this point. I need to reorganize it. You know, a bunch of the staples here. I don't know why this Exotic Orchard's right here, but Arcane Signets. Used to be Signets and then different versions of Soul Rings, but I think Command Towers and stuff. But it's kind of just been a catch-all for things, you know, Conjurer's Closets, Panharmonicons, the One Ring that I've picked up and I haven't put to use yet. Some different artworks that I like the Abrades, Lightning Bolts. I talked about those. Counterspells, a whole bunch of counterspells, negates. Over here, you get these really cool Spire Command Towers. I got a couple of those. Command Tower up there. You know, another Chromatic Lantern down here. So, there's just a whole bunch of cards that I use often. Decanter of Endless Water, you know. All those for decks are all in here. And then, of course, Swiftfoot Boots, Lightning Greaves, Banner of Patchwork Banners, Banner of Kinships, all this kind of stuff. So, we'll just slide this in here. I don't really feel like organizing things right now. It's been a week. It's been a bad week, to be honest. Hope you guys are doing well, though. And then for this upgrade to this this deck, I'm just going to drop these in here as well. So that upgrade to the Tempest Hawk deck, I'm changing out 20 cards. I've got 10 of them that I already had. Some of them are lands and stuff like that. And I think I've ordered like 3 or 4. So I've got a stack of cards still to order to do that upgrade, which will get out of the way eventually. All right. So I got 2 Wastewood Verges and I got this Monument to Endurance. So the Monument's going to go right here somewhere. I've already got a couple of them, I think. I don't see any. I'm probably missing it. I'll just put it on this next page for now. And then these Wastewood Verges are black-green or green-black, however you want to look at it. And I might be full on that as well. Yeah. Wastewood Verge. I've already got a couple of them, so I'll drop them down here for now. I need to I need to look at these and see if there's anything that can go into the decks that I already have. But I've also got a stack of wastes, all these wastes from Final Fantasy. I'm just going to lump them together. No, you know, I'm not going to lump them together. I'm going to make sure they're all individual so I can peek in here and see how many wastes I have. Because like I said, I can't imagine I'm going to need much more than what I've already got ordered. We got here, and I think I've got 1 or 2 more coming. So, as it sits right now, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Assuming none of these are doubled up. I don't think it's doubled up. So I got 9. Yeah, it's probably going to be enough once I add the 1 more. 10 of them, and then all the different utility lands and stuff are going to come in handy as well. And if you've never seen this, the rest of this binder, literally everything else on the way back here, it's just 4 lands from different sets, and it's organized by color. So there's just my planes. I've got multiple pages of those, and then they're just stacked. Most of them are pretty much stacked. Sometimes, I've started, it used to be foils and non-foils stacked separately, but some of these I've been stacking together because I started running out of room. Especially when you have sets like this where Galaxy foil, regular foil, non-foil, and, sets that have 2, 3, or 4 versions of the art, like Bloomborough, starts to add up and you have non-foils and foils across the board on those. So, but yeah, I've got all those for all the different land types. Pretty much anything I open goes in here. That way I can kind of peek. If I'm trying to decide what land I want to run on the deck, I can just look at them, get get a feel for them, and pick it out. Anyhow, I'm going to swap binders. I'll be right back. All right. So this is the one. This is the original collection binder. This has got all the other sets, and I don't know. I didn't know if I had anything that had to go in here or not, but I definitely do. So we've got the Faithless Looting, and I'm pretty sure the Faithless Looting is right here. Yep, 101. So that completes this page, and then like I said, this page over here. So yeah, we got the 1, 2, and 3 left to finish up this collection. Let's see. The Aether Drift stuff is all finished up, or at least finished as much as I can get it right now. And I do believe, yeah, so this is where I would want to put the Unholy Heat. It goes with these others over here, if you can see them. You got the Prosperous Innkeeper. Not really starting a collection with those, but I mean, maybe in the future, we'll see. So what do we got here? We got all the Dracula stuff. We got a Special Guest, which is in the other binder, and then we got these two, which is also in the other binder, I think, right? So Birds of Paradise, and then we jump right into our Secret Lair stuff. And you can see the Secret Lair is literally right up on the Birds of Paradise. I'm out of room. They just announced the Sonic Secret Lair. It's coming up this coming month, and I'm going to have to make room to be able to fit anything else. Anyhow, I'm going to switch binders. I'll be right back. All right. Different binder. Make sure you guys can see it okay. What we got here to start off with is we got Special Guests, and for the first time in a while, I'm actually making a little bit of progress towards them. So I got number 91. I think it's like 2 pages, 3 pages away. All right, number 91 is over here. Pull our little insert out. Pop that baby in. So got to get the Chrome Mox. That's going to be the big one here. And I haven't really made any progress towards any of the stuff from Tarkir, short of the stuff that we pulled. Yeah, I was digging through my wife's stuff, like, as far as stuff that I know we've got. She's got the Bone Miser. She's got the Damnation. She's got this Maddening Hex over here that you can hardly see. I've got the Ledger Shredder in a deck. So does she, I think. Yeah. She's got Prismatic Vista. I think she's got Dismember. I've got Drowned in Lock in a deck. And she's got this Victimize, and she's got Mana Crypt. And she's got this in a deck. I think I've got it in a deck as well. I've got to look. That Ghostly Prison, such a cool card. And then a couple more over here. She's got this one in a deck as well. And oh, she's got this one. So I mean, once we do combine her stuff in here, it's gonna look a little bit better. We'll be able to start making progress towards a few of the things that we still need. And I don't know, we'll see. I might swap some stuff around to get a couple of the ones in decks into here. Or I'll put a tag in there letting myself know that I have it in the deck. But anyhow, move forward past all this. I need to find the Bloomburrow stuff, if I can get this to fold. There we go. I guess I have room to move the Birds of Paradise over here if I need to, which I think we're going to have to. So let's see. I did order. I got all of these on order to finish up the Tarkir stuff, so that'll be coming soon. And then we got the stuff for this Bloomburrow, and if I remember correctly, none of this is in order, right? So I'm just going to drop these in over here. That way, at least I feel better seeing a full page for now. And at some point, I will organize these. We are down to, it looks like 4 more I need to get. If this is correct, if this page layout is even correct, which isn't too bad. So, I know one of those is a Bird of Paradise that I already have technically. And then, of course, we've got this this new collection of the Dracula stuff. I'm just going to drop these in because I got to open up some sort of guide and see where the numbers start and end. put these in here for now, and we'll just organize this later on. Leave this for future self, as we like to say. And I think that's, oh no, actually I can swap binders. All right, we're back here. So as I was saying, I can swap binders, and we can actually put in a couple of these cat cards. But I'm going to probably speed things up. I don't have labels for things yet, so every time I go to put things in here, I got to look it up. So because we're not going off numbers, I actually have to look it up since it's in alphabetical order. So bear with me. I will probably speed all this up. That way you don't have to watch it for too long. All right, Johnny's Sunstriker. That's going to go after Johnny's Pridemate right here. So technically, this is Johnny Steadfast. This Planeswalker doesn't go here. It's not a cat. It's technically an Ajani, not a cat. I put it in here, and then I realized there's a whole stack of Ajani Planeswalkers, and we're probably going to put those just at the back. All right, so we've got Guardian Lions. This is going to go after Grizzled Latota, or before Guma. Let's see if I can find those. So there's the two. It'll go right here. Alright, so next up we got this Jehovah Queen. This goes two after Jetmir's Fixer, this Jewel Thief, and then this thing. So that goes right here. Alright, next up we've got two of these Leonin. There's like 3 pages of Leonin. So we have Leonin Elder. That's going to go Leonin Dengard. Leonin Iconicast. Let's see, there's Iconicast. It goes right before that. And right after that, Dengard right there. And then this, Leonin Sky Hunter, is going to be over here on the other page, I think. It goes before Snarecaster. Do I have Snarecaster? Right here. So I do know when I was putting some things in here, I organized it all, and then last night we were putting more, and I found a couple spots where I've misordered them things a little bit. So at some point I'll probably have to go through and move things forward a slot or two or back here and there to fix things, but I was going to wait until we kind of got everything that we had on hand put in the binder. So apparently this Miri Cat Warrior I'd already ordered, and I just didn't have it marked off. It happens sometimes, I guess. This thing's in such good shape, I'm not too upset about it. So we'll slide that in front of this Miri Cat Warrior here. So next up we have Panther Warriors. This goes right before Paper Tiger and after the Swiftclaw, so that seems to be correct at least. Alright, next up we have Taj Nar Swordsmith, and this goes before Teacher's Pet. It goes after Tabaxi Tuccaneers. Tabaxi Tuccaneers goes here, Teacher's Pet is there, and it goes here. Not too bad, no mistakes at least there. I'm pretty sure, nope, that one's correct too. Cool. So that's all I've got for today on this. I'm sure we will be getting more cat cards in here. You'll see this fill in because, like I said, we're still digging out cards from her collection, and I haven't even gotten into mine. So like once she's done, I'll make a list of all the stuff that I need to pull from mine, and I'll probably spend a day or two digging through those to get all those from mine as well. But so for mine, we have a couple big hits to put in here, some cool cards. Anyhow, we have more stuff coming in for next week's mail week, and I'm pretty sure she's ordered a few cards in as well. I don't know if she's got anything else. She sometimes likes to surprise me with new boxes that she's got coming in. She just loves the gambling with the boxes, I think. So anyhow, until next time, this is Binder Minder. As always, thanks for watching this. And to put us in your binder, like we've been doing here, make sure you like and subscribe. Ring the bell to be notified, as always. And then you can catch us on our social media, which I'll have linked down in the description below. Until next time, though, have a great day. We appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Bye.